I'm sorry, guys. I did not know this was going to start. When I clicked on the button that I clicked on, I didn't realize that it was going to automatically start it for me. Sorry. I'm just trying to put my phone on the tripod. Uh-oh. Okay. It's always something. Hey, everybody. Sorry for being late. Hi. How are you guys doing? I see two people on right now. Hi, Salmina. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Uh-oh. Ugh, Lord. Salmina, hi. Leanne, hi. So sorry, guys, about being late. As you guys, most of you guys know that I'm a hairstylist and salon owner. So yeah, work today took a little bit longer than I expected. Okay, you guys. So I'm just gonna let's see. Okay, you guys. So you can start leaving your questions down in the comments. And where are you guys from on tonight, Samina and Leanne? Yeah, I'm looking in the camera, my bun looks so lopsided. But is anybody still on? Hello, where are you guys from? I see it's one person still on. Another person just came on. Do you guys have any questions for me? And I'm gonna start like seeing what I should do for my live streams too, because I need to be more organized, I feel. But every time I come on here, also, I always feel like God just tells me in different ways to not try to be perfect either. Because it's always something that comes to like interrupt. Either there's a loud noise outside and you guys can hear it, or my phone drops during the live stream. And what just happened just now, I didn't realize that when I clicked on live that it was gonna go, it was something different. I guess because I had scheduled the live stream, it just automatically went straight on rather than me having to like fill out the information and then set up. So yeah, there's always something every time I'm up here. So sometimes I want things to flow a certain way and then it doesn't go that way. So I feel like when that happens, when I'm doing this, that's just God reminds me to not try to be perfect. Um, you may see other videos up here on YouTube that it just seems so beautiful and nice. And yeah, sometimes it's just not gonna happen that way. So you guys, if you can let me know where you guys from. I see it's 3 people on right now. Nobody has made a comment since I got up here. I see a few comments from before I joined that 2 people left. But so far no one has asked any questions, no one has interacted or anything yet. Okay, if no one says anything, then I'm gonna have to get off because I'm not just gonna sit here and just say the same thing over and over again with nobody commenting back. Okay. I try to do a scheduled time so I can make sure people know before I come up here. Are you guys doing anything special for Thanksgiving? Oh man, I just realized that was an hour ago. Hi, Rocky. Okay. Hey, if we have a dream, should we post it? Or is it just it depends on the dream. So if you can leave some details in the comments, I can help you out better. Like symbols are really important for understanding dreams, but I do mention um times there has been times that I have mentioned that it's you don't want to just go based off of the symbol. Like the whole entire dream is important because even though symbols have different meanings, in one dream it might mean one thing, and then in another it might mean another thing. It just depends on the context of the dream. I went to what seemed to be my house. It was empty and raining in the house. It was empty and raining. The house was flooding. I began cooking breakfast in the kitchen. It wasn't really flooding in the kitchen. I decided to make pancakes. Okay, let me go back and look. Okay, so um, when it rain, like when it rain can be good or bad. Is but it was flooding in the house, but it wasn't flooding in the kitchen. So the kitchen is where you prepare food, and food is like what we eat, of course. I mean, we eat food, and spiritually, what you eat is like what you partake of. So they in the Bible, it's mentioned about meat. I mean, it's like the higher things of the word, and then milk is like for babies, and you know what you eat, like where are you feeding yourself, um, and sorry, let me go back. And the house was flooding, so we know that floods could be good or bad. So we know that Noah had he was God had showed him that it was going to be a flood way before the flood even happened, and people thought that he was crazy, and that led him to be able to do what he needed to do for that time. So God prepared him for that flood. So he did everything in preparation, and then also we could have floods, modern day floods too. Like we see different places that have floods, like Florida, and God could be showing you that a flood can happen where you are. But I feel like this one is more spiritual. So even though storms are coming your way, so floods could also represent spiritually. Floods could represent spiritually a storm too. So even though, yeah, I feel like this is more spiritual rather than like a flood happening, in real life. Even though storms come your way, um, God will be there with you, and he'll lead you and guide you and direct you, and you're making pancakes. Pancakes are okay. It's not really a health food, but it's not really a junk food either. It's just like something that people would normally make for breakfast. So I don't know what pancakes mean to you. Is that like one of your favorite foods or anything like that? But you're gonna have safety in the flood, like whatever storm that's coming your way or that you're in, God's gonna still give you safety. There was no flood in that kitchen. It may have been a flood all over the other parts of the house, but it was no flooding inside the kitchen, and you were still able to make food. So that's pretty good. That God's still covering you, even in the storm. It was another comment. Hey, hey, Leanne. Hey, can you help explain how we can know the difference from a dream you get from your soul versus God telling you something? So I did a few videos on this topic already. But okay, when God is showing you something, and this can kind of like be confusing sometimes, I understand. But when God is showing you something, it's normally not something that's like part of your own mind or part of your own thinking. You might, maybe sometimes you might, when it becomes confusing, it may have been the time where you did have certain thoughts about certain things, and then God brings it up, so you're confused if that's God or if that's you. But one way to know is, have you been thinking about this thing before? Is this something that you have been playing in your head over and over again? Is this a thought that you personally have? Just like when we get to know God's voice. I had shared this story too. I don't know what I titled the video, but I shared a video like this on my on the channel about when I was getting to know God's voice, and yeah, because I really wanted to be able to differentiate. But I noticed that the things that I was hearing and feeling, it wasn't me. It wasn't nothing that I was thinking or feeling personally. It came suddenly. So you just have to be able to really get to differentiate, you have to get to understand God's voice better. So when God speaks to us, it's a lot more gentle. Gentle, soft, and like slower. When it's like the enemy's voice, and my pastor talks about this a lot of times too, when it's the enemy's voice, it's like more, what's the word? It's like more aggressive. And then our thoughts, it's often, you just have to think about the way that you think. So I know if if it's me and I'm like, oh, is this God's voice or is this me? Like, I know the way I think. And if that thought that's coming through my head is the way that I normally would think, that it's normally not God, it's normally me. And I often test it too. Like, you could test the voice. So if you hear something, I know you're talking about a dream to be able to differentiate, but you have to be able to differentiate God's voice from your voice and from the enemy's voice. So if you hear something, you hear a voice, or you feel something, you feel like, you know, it may be God speaking to you, then you need to test it. You can test it. So I remember one time when I was getting to learn God's voice, and I heard something, and it was like a calm voice, a calm response, and I just asked, like, whenever I would just ask a question back in my head, like, okay, so why this, or blah 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 blah, and then he will respond back with an answer that I know I would not give myself. And also, it was something else I was going to say. It was something else I was going to say. I could give two different examples or two different stories from my own personal experience. One, when I first learned God's voice, and then in a past season that just passed not too long ago, I remember, I'm not going to go into detail because this is kind of personal, but I was, you know, staying in my first place alone, and God had revealed something to me while I was just laying in the bed. He told me something. He was like, this is going to be this. And I'm like, really? Well, I questioned it. And then God just started speaking back to me and started saying different things. And then I kept on asking questions. And then literally things that was like biblical started coming back to me, and I just knew that was God. I could feel the Holy Spirit in the room, and I began to cry. So you have to get to know God's voice first, and then you'll be able to be stronger at differentiating between a soul dream and a dream from yourself. But normally with soul dreams, it's normally something that you already feel within you, like you already have these thoughts about this person, you're already skeptical about them, or you already feel like you really like this person. Or sometimes you can just have like had a bad day, or had the TV on, or ate bad food, but that could be described in a different. I normally put those in the same category as a soul dream, but people might call dreams like that when you eat food, like greasy food, or you watch something on TV, in a different category, but I normally put those in the same category. So I hope that helped you. I know it might still be a little bit confusing, but I just encourage you to try to get to understand God's voice more. And I believe that you'll be able to get better at differentiating that. And I also did a video about the difference between a prophetic dream and a soul dream as well. So does anybody else have any questions? Okay, thanks. I've been trying to read more every day so I can become familiar with God talking to me. I've lately I've been having dreams of me in multiple different vehicles. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Just depends on what happens in those vehicles. So, yeah, definitely keep on reading your word and finding ways that you could get to learn God's voice and learn the word more as well. And vehicles normally represent it can represent multiple things. It can represent the direction that you're going in life right now, this current season. It could represent a business or ministry. So yeah, just like babies can also represent a business or ministry, cars can represent business or ministry too. So you can see yourself driving in a car and it have people in it that could represent you leading those people. Like normally the person that's in the driver's seat, that would represent that person is leading a group, or a group of people, or a certain person. And colors may be important as well. Depends. If you're a passenger, it can be that you're a part of this person's ministry, or part of this person's life. And depending on the dream, like it could represent that direction that you're going in life too. So if you would see yourself going, um, it could have a sign that says wrong way. You're driving, that means that you're going the wrong way in life. You're doing things that's not right, and God wants to slow you down, or you're going the wrong way. See, stop sign, a yield sign, things like that. Those are examples. Um, does anyone else have any questions? More questions? And you're so welcome. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit more. Does anyone have any more questions? Also, if you have any suggestions for me, like any other topics that you guys want me to talk about, or different dream symbols that you would like me to touch on, because I did do a lot of different symbols so far, but I know there's more out there, or anything else that you guys would like me to talk about. And if you also have suggestions on how I can make this live stream better than what it is, you can leave that in the comments as well. I'm gonna figure out. I want to start making like a setup so it could be a little bit more organized. So if you guys have any suggestions for that too, like what you would like to see, or what you think would be good to add, you can leave a comment on that as well. And if you have any more dream questions, you can leave it in the comments. I'll be up here for a few more minutes. you can you can let people know you're on your other social media platforms. Okay, I don't really have that many social media platforms. Like, I do have a personal Facebook page, but I'm barely up there. I barely check it as well. I barely check it, and I barely go up there. And then my Instagram page is hair related, but that's right. I gotta have everything. Everything should like be a part. Sorry, I'm so jumbled up right now, but yeah, I do need to do that more because I don't do that. Once I first built, like, started to decide that I wanted to do this on my YouTube channel, I did start sharing it on my social media platform, Facebook, when I was up there, when I was still active up there. And then, after that, I just stopped telling people, like, hey, if people find me, they find me. If they want to join, they could join or subscribe. So, yeah. But, yeah, I could get better at that, definitely. Thank you so much for that suggestion, Leanne. Is there any other suggestions that you guys have for me? And I should have gotten me some water now. I need something to drink, and I have no water here right now. I just got finished drinking the rest of my juice before I got on. Now I'm thirsty again. And also, you guys, is this a good day for you? Sometimes I do get off a little early on Saturdays. It's not the same every Saturday, but is this a good day for you? Um, because I don't know if the Tuesday or Wednesday is gonna work for me anymore. So let me know as well if a Saturday is good for you guys. Normally people are off of work on Saturdays, and sometimes I may get off a few hours earlier than I normally do on other working days. I just have to find a time that's best for everybody because there's different people from all over. So one subscriber or viewer had commented the 2 p.m. because she's in South Africa, I believe. And I looked up her time zone. 2 p.m. here in New Jersey is around 8 p.m. there. So I'm just trying to find something in the middle. Maybe even if I could do it very early in the morning before I get my day started. And once other things in my life get situated as well, it might be easier for me to do these as well too. Do anyone else have any other comments? Does anyone else have any more comments? Okay, you guys. No one else is commenting. But how have you guys been liking the community board, the trivia? I feel like you guys really like that, and it's really great to interact with you guys with the trivia. I feel like it's really fun, and I'm still working on different ideas. Okay, I'm gonna wait a few more seconds, and then I'm just gonna get off. I'm trying to get better with scheduling everything for you guys. And God will just lead me on how I should continue to do these live streams so that it's like, you know, a little, it flows a little bit better. Okay. No one else is commenting, I don't believe. No one else is commenting or anything like that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know if a film video is going to be posted next, or um, another live stream is going to be posted. Which one's going to come before? But I'll see you in the next video. Like I said, I'm working on the live streams, working on a new schedule, and yeah, some new ideas and all of that. Thanks for the suggestion, Leanne, as well. I'm gonna write that down once this ends and take that into consideration. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video or trivia post. Okay, bye bye.